And here is the southpaw with a rock and a fire. And on this gorgeous Sunday, or Saturday, I should say, we are underway. Understands the standard and has built upon the history there in Chapel Hill. A liner into right. There is that pesky approach.
No doubt about it.
We won't throw the numbers on the table when it comes to ages at this point. In the air, it goes to left, backing up to the wall, reaching up, and he brings it back. What a play in left by Watson. Just when it looked like the Tar Heels had a 2-0 lead, Watson emerges.
Holy cow, what a play by Ben Watson. But he rarely goes outside of the strike zone.
He will swing through this, and
Except
it works
on that one.
Marciano through the inning.
Boy, that splitty is filthy early in this game.
Just serves it right back up the middle, and the Hokies' first hit belongs to French.
Put something in play and Cook.
We'll see you.
Puts this in play, but it's just that quickly on out of play and out of the yard for a 2-run bomb. Cook has given the Hokies an early lead in Game 2 of the series with his 5th home run of the year. An absolute blast off the bat of Cook, and Virginia Tech in an effort to equalize the series out front early.
Good looking swing right here. Nice short, compact. Didn't try to do too much with it. Sometimes, as a player, sometimes my longest home runs were in 2-strike counts.
To Watson, and he lines one up the middle for a base knock. You glance back across the landscape of this inning, and it just changed. Another drilled way out of here. Tackett homers on back-to-back days and has a little something to say about it before he makes the trip around the base paths.
Yeah, there was a little bit of we'll call it a bat flip there, and Coach Forbes is not real pleased coming out of that first base dugout.
That ball was hammered out of here. I mean, he got all of that pitch.
And our umpiring crew suddenly with their hands full here in the opening inning.
111 off the barrel.
Here it is. Very similar to the Cook home run. Nice and quiet, nice and balanced, and like you said, Coach Mo, elevated breaking balls. Those get hit a long way by good hitters.
When you hit one that far, I mean, it's no big deal. I don't think this is a big deal. I think this is much about nothing for me personally. I'm personally okay with having a lot more fun, and from both sides, just, go and get it.
The umpiring crew will sort out what they sort out here, and it looks like they're going to warn both dugouts. All right, here's what transpired after the home run.
Oh, we had a little, okay. Now that's a little much right there. I will say that. That little exchange that they had afterwards, I didn't see that. That's a little much. Yeah, no, that definitely, we don't need that between players on a field and stuff like that. He's throwing it either too much arm side down.
It may very well be 5-0. This on the tougher part of the yard to get it out. Although it sneaks on over the wall for a home run, and McCann has joined them. 5-0 Hokies on 3 blasts in the first.
Really impressive swing by McCann right there. You have to wonder at this point, did the Hokies have something on him? Is Houck tipping his pitches, or are they just taking advantage of pitches that are in really good spots in the strike zone? It's hard to say at this point because you just did not see this coming with Houck's resume coming into this game. Shortstop's hitting for power. Now you really hit the jackpot.
Right back up the middle and through. There's a base knock. Nice piece of hitting as that's served opposite field and into right. Back-to-back knocks for the Hills. To 320 on the year with that base knock. This is sent by a diving third baseman and into left field. Bases loaded that quickly for the Tar Heels with a trio of hits in the second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Timely punch out for Marciano. Another timely strikeout to leave them loaded. Another payoff pitch. This the other way, left field. That's winding toward the corner, and it's going to one-hop the wall to clear them with a double that resets the game in many ways for the Tar Heels.
Wow, what an at-bat by Kepley. Number of pitches seen after the count reaches 2 strikes.
Look at him take third.
Wow.
90 secured by Kepley right there.
But you're making the pitcher work. You're not just a good morning, good afternoon, good night hitter.
Kepley, remember, saw 18 pitches and 2 at-bats. This is in the air to left, and the inning is over. Another of those 3-ball counts you've referenced. Here's the 3-0. On 4 pitches, Cook draws a walk.
20-some-odd years as a skipper over here.
Remarkable when you peel back the layers. This is drilled deep center field and into the trees for a Watson home run. Well, he now has an offensive moment to go with the flash of the leather from earlier.
Oh my goodness, the ball is jumping out of here, Bo.
Really nice swing right there by Watson. He should have 4 RBIs today because that's 2 right there, and he took 2 away defensively, so those should count somewhere on his stat sheet.
He's +4 today.
+4, yep. If you're a basketball guy, he's +4, or a hockey player. Yeah, again, we talked about Watson last year leading the ACC in hitting, wanting to maybe hit for a little more power this year.
That keeps driving, and it's going to go out of here for a line shot to left. Stevenson's second home run of the weekend. And the Tar Heels inch a little closer in the 5th as the scoring returns.
If I'm an area scout that has the Carolinas in my region, I'm all over this kid. This is a really good-looking hitter. Holy cow. Off-speed pitch and a 2-strike count. You make that pitch to Stevenson, and he's going to make you pay.
Look at it. It's at its belt, and he's to the backside with 2 strikes. 1 in the final 4.
This is a start toward further offense for the Tar Heels. First pitch put in play, middle infield. That's going to be such a slow bouncer. The only play will be to first, and they're going to say it pulled the first baseman French off the bag. With 2 aboard and nobody out, trying to be in position to field something if it's on. This is a 4-6-3 try, but you know with that guy running, it's going to be tough, and Kepley's able to beat it out.
If he hits a line drive right at the first baseman.
It's about your only option.
Yep.
This is in the air to center.
Watch Kepley tag from first here.
Runner scampering home from third as the Tar Heels pull within a couple on the sacrifice fly by Vanderbrake. Yeah, you need that same arm action for the deception, and this is going to be down to the first base side, right in a line for French, who takes it to the bag. 17 hits between these 2 teams, 9 of those belonging to the Hokies today. Bid for an 18th, but this is going to be fielded on the middle infield, but then thrown away. Cook down to second base, and the Hokies in business.
Athletes who can play multiple positions and hit
like
right
this.
on cue.
Puts it through the hole on the left side and builds the lead back to 3.
2 out Knox,
who's already had a big swing in the ball game, and he puts this in play, but right into the shift. And North Carolina will work through the inning.
Tar Heel hitters having a hard time.
Well, you're not going to hold down Gallagher for long, are you? He might be a double.
You gave his numbers a moment ago, and you know what that means. A guy who's been hot was due, and he turns it into a 2-bagger.
If this is a middle-of-the-pack ACC offense, I want to see what a really good offense is, because these guys are impressive.
That was hit hard, but right at the shifted infield. Now 2 2/3 innings for Virginia Tech. He will lose the batter Bass.
Don't forget about Wilkerson.
Tar Heel fans will not forget, but here's a nice piece of hitting right into open real estate, and the Tar Heels inch ever closer. A couple of hits, including the one he had earlier in this game and those previous 5. May come up with another key moment for the Tar Heels if he can put something in action here. Won't happen. The only 2 still looking for a hit in the Tar Heel lineup. First base, fair ball. And close play at first, but the out is recorded. It makes life a little easier from the broadcast booth in a moment like this, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It looks a lot easier up here than it is in that dugout.
Nope.
They're number 1, de facto number 1.
This is hit well. Into left and on out of here. Into the netting beyond the left field wall. The lead grows for the Hokies. Talking about pushing all the right buttons, they call upon the pinch hitter who delivers for the home team, and they begin to celebrate in that third base dugout.
Yeah, good job by Coach Jeff. Must be just as simple as playing the percentage game. I'm going to throw a righty against a left-handed pitcher that lefty struggles against. Really good piece of hitting.
Yeah, lefties 148, righties 297, Bo.
Yep, another elevated pitch. Coach Mo was another 3-ball count. Hitters will make you pay. That's what the numbers say, doesn't it?
Well, the umpiring crew getting together.
Let's take a look again. Okay.
The
there you
turn
go.
and the slam of the bat may have been enough, and he is going to be departing now. So Davis has been ejected from the baseball game for what you just witnessed. And again, got to remember, BMO, that dates all the way back to what happened in the early stages.
And that's huge because you're out tomorrow. You're not able to pinch hit him tomorrow or play him tomorrow. Okay. He's definitely out tomorrow.
And I don't think what he did was excessive, but when you've been warned and then you do it, then you have to pay the penalty, unfortunately. So I feel bad for Jared Davis.
The penalty, his departure, and this is going
fair ball.
To be a fair ball, interestingly enough. And the final out is recorded in that fashion in the wild moments of the bottom of the 8th inning here in Blacksburg. And it's getting a little testy now as the Tar Heels are emptying out of that first base dugout. And Coach Sheff with some words from his side of the field. And now both coaches
here we
jawing
go.
pretty steadily at one another. And the umpiring crew, somebody just got tossed. It all bubbles over here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Coach Sheff and Coach Forbes getting heated, talking back and forth to each other right there about their clubs.
Here it is right here. Let's take a look at it here on screen.
It's a breaking ball.
It's a breaking ball that one of those rare occasions where the hitter doesn't move his bat out of the way. It hits his bat and goes in fair territory, so it's a live ball. But I think what North Carolina is irate about is they thought it was a fastball that was thrown behind French in some kind of retaliation, and that's what set everybody off.
You're saying that's what Virginia Tech was frustrated about there.
Yep.
And then the Tar Heels took offense to Virginia Tech's reaction. The wildest part of the whole thing there, BMO, was the fact that the final out is recorded because of that unusual flank of
on
the
a
bat.
ball that's hit behind your head. That's hard to do. Try to do that again.
This all stems from a warning that took place in the very early stages of this game. We saw nothing further until here in the 8th.
Yeah, and with a warning, you're walking on eggshells.
So French sprinted down the line, was recorded it as out, and then sprinted back to the dugout, but he had to have said something along the way.
Fireworks, boys, fireworks.
And this was the moment where it bubbled over for Coach Sheff, and he, of course, was ejected. You'll see that right here in these moments. The second Hokie to depart. So that confirms that Coach Forbes also having been ejected. And, well, you see how many it's taking to figure out the scorecards and the lineups moving forward into this 9th inning right now on the field. He was ejected, so it's going to be Jordan as they go deep on the depth chart to get the job done there. And Kepley is retired in his 3 2/3 innings. And he comes away with a second strikeout. 2 down in the 9th.
Right.
I'd go in.
Let's see.
Payoff pitch. Called strike 3, and the Hokies take game 2 by a final of 10-6 to even the series and set up that engaging rubber match tomorrow.